Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to be here with you today. Let's talk about something that could change the trajectory of your life starting right now. You see, life doesn't respond to our hopes and wishes. It doesn't even respond to the best intentions. Life only responds to action. Real, decisive, and consistent action. Dreams are the seeds of greatness. Every success story starts with a vision, a dream of what could be. But here's the catch. Dreams on their own are powerless. They inspire, they ignite hope, but they don't accomplish anything until they're paired with action. The bridge between dreaming and doing is personal responsibility. It's the understanding that no one else is coming to make your dreams a reality. Only you can do that. Taking personal responsibility means owning your choices, your actions, and even your inaction. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for where you are in life. The economy isn't great. I didn't have the right opportunities. Or people don't understand my potential. These are comfortable stories we tell ourselves. But here's the hard truth. Blaming others or external factors doesn't change your circumstances, only keeps you stuck. When you accept full responsibility for your life, something magical happens. You reclaim your power. You stop waiting for the perfect opportunity or the perfect conditions, and you start creating them. Personal responsibility is liberating because it shifts the focus from what you can't control to what you can control. And trust me, there's always something within your control. This concept reminds me of the farmer and the seed. A farmer can't control the weather, the soil, or the rain, but they can control whether they plant the seed. They can water it, nurture it, and give it the best chance to grow. Success in life is no different. You can't control every obstacle or challenge that comes your way, but you can control your effort, your mindset, and your daily actions. Let's take this a step further. Personal responsibility also means giving up excuses. Excuses are seductive because they let you off the hook. They whisper, it's not your fault. But here's the thing about excuses. They feel good in the moment, but they cost you your future. Every time you make an excuse, you trade short-term comfort for long-term regret. Taking responsibility means saying, it's on me, and I'm willing to do the work. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. In fact, taking full responsibility for your life can feel overwhelming at first. It means confronting hard truths and admitting where you've fallen short. But here's the beauty of it. Once you take ownership, you gain the power to change. When you own your results, you can improve them. When you own your failures, you can learn from them. So, how do you start? Begin by looking at one area of your life where you've been waiting for someone else to fix things or for circumstances to improve. Ask yourself, what can I do today to move the needle, even just a little? It doesn't have to be a big step, just one small, intentional action. Remember, the bridge from dreaming to doing is built one brick at a time, and each brick is an act of responsibility. Lay that first brick today, and before you know it, you'll find yourself standing on the other side, living the life you once dreamed of. We often imagine success as a single monumental achievement, a groundbreaking idea, a big promotion, or a major life change. But the truth is, success isn't the result of one grand gesture. It's the product of small, consistent actions repeated over time. While big plans and ambitious goals are important, they're meaningless without the daily habits and effort that bring them to life. Think of success like building a wall. You don't put up an entire wall in one go. Instead, you lay one brick at a time, carefully and deliberately. Each brick might seem insignificant on its own, but together they form something solid and lasting. Life works the same way. It's the small steps you take every day that create the foundation for your success. The problem many people face is that they focus too much on the big picture. They spend endless time crafting elaborate plans, dreaming of the finish line, or waiting for the perfect moment to start. But success doesn't come from perfect plans. It comes from consistent execution. A simple plan acted upon is far more powerful than a perfect plan that never leaves the page. Consistency is the secret ingredient here. Doing something small every day might not feel glamorous or exciting, but it compounds over time. Imagine the difference between reading 10 pages of a book every day versus binge reading one book a year. By the end of the year, that small daily habit will have allowed you to finish multiple books while the binge reader only completed one. The same principle applies to any area of life, whether it's health, career, relationships, or personal growth. One reason small, consistent actions are so powerful is that they build momentum. Momentum is a force multiplier. It makes everything easier as you keep moving forward. Think of it like pushing a car. The hardest part is getting it to move initially, but once it starts rolling, it takes less effort to keep it going. Small daily actions work the same way. They get you moving. And as you build momentum, progress becomes almost automatic. Another advantage of focusing on small actions is that it removes the intimidation factor. Big goals can feel overwhelming. Lose 50 pounds, start a successful business, or write a book are daunting tasks that can paralyze you before you even begin. But breaking those goals into tiny, manageable steps makes them feel achievable. Instead of lose 50 pounds, aim to take a 15-minute walk today. Instead of write a book, write 200 words. Here's the key. Success is not about doing something extraordinary once. It's about doing something ordinary consistently with extraordinary commitment. Small actions build habits, and habits shape your destiny. So, start today. Identify one small, meaningful action you can take toward your goal. Commit to doing it daily, no matter how insignificant it seems. Over time, those small actions will add up, creating a life of success and fulfillment that far exceeds anything a grand plan alone could accomplish. Excuses are the ultimate thieves of opportunity and success. They may feel comforting in the moment, offering a temporary escape from accountability, but their true cost is far greater than most people realize. Every excuse you make is a step away from your dreams, your goals, and the life you could be living. Excuses are comfortable lies that keep you stuck in place, robbing you of the future you deserve. Let's break this down. What are excuses, really? They're just stories we tell ourselves to justify inaction or failure. I don't have enough time, I don't have the right resources, or I'm not ready yet. Sound familiar? The problem is, these stories are rarely true. They're simply a way to avoid discomfort or effort. And while they may feel valid at the moment, they often crumble under scrutiny. Take the classic excuse, I don't have time. How many hours do you spend scrolling through social media, binge watching TV, or procrastinating on tasks that don't matter? The truth is, time isn't the issue, priorities are. When something truly matters to you, you find the time. So the real question isn't whether you have time, but whether you're willing to make time. Excuses also have a sneaky way of convincing you that external factors are to blame for your lack of progress. The economy is bad. I didn't grow up with the right opportunities. Or I'm too old or too young. While it's true that circumstances can influence your path, they don't define your destination. Countless people have overcome adversity to achieve greatness because they refuse to let excuses dictate their actions. Here's the thing, every excuse comes with a hidden cost. It steals not just your time, but also your potential. Imagine what you could achieve if instead of making excuses, you use that energy to take action. Excuses don't solve problems, they avoid them. And avoidance only makes challenges grow bigger over time. So how do you break free from the trap of excuses? Start by recognizing them for what they are. The next time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," or "it's too hard," pause and ask yourself, is this an excuse, or is it a challenge I can overcome? Often you'll find that what seemed like an insurmountable obstacle is simply a hurdle you've been avoiding. Next, replace excuses with solutions. If you feel like you don't have enough time, look for ways to restructure your day. If you lack resources, find creative ways to work with what you have. If you feel unprepared, take the first step and learn as you go. Remember, the perfect moment will never come. It's up to you to create it. Finally, hold yourself accountable. Commit to taking action, no matter how small, every day. Excuses thrive in the absence of accountability, but they wither when faced with consistent effort and determination. In the end, the choice is simple. You can either make excuses or make progress, but you can't do both. Excuses may feel comfortable in the moment, but they will rob you of a life filled with purpose, growth, and achievement. Take ownership of your actions, let go of excuses, and step boldly into the future you're capable of creating. One of the biggest misconceptions about achieving success or making meaningful changes in life is the belief that you need the right time to begin. People often wait for the perfect conditions, thinking, once I have more time or once I feel ready, I'll start. The reality is, perfection is a myth, and waiting for it only delays progress. Change doesn't begin when everything aligns. It begins the moment you commit to starting, no matter the circumstances. Let's be honest, conditions are rarely perfect. There will always be obstacles, uncertainties, and reasons to wait. Life doesn't pause for you to catch up or prepare. The key is to act in spite of the imperfection. Starting is the hardest part, but it's also the most crucial step. Once you take that first step, no matter how small or imperfect, you set things in motion. Momentum follows action, not the other way around. Consider this: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It doesn't matter if that step is wobbly or unsure. It's still movement forward. What separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't isn't talent, luck, or resources. It's the willingness to take that first step, even when things don't feel ideal. Starting creates a ripple effect. That initial action sparks motivation, builds confidence, and opens doors you didn't even know existed. Why do so many people hesitate to start? Fear is a major factor. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and even fear of success can paralyze you into inaction. But here's the truth. Waiting for the perfect moment won't eliminate fear. Taking action, however, helps you confront it. The more you do, the less intimidating your fears become. Another reason people delay starting is the desire to have everything planned out perfectly in advance. While planning is important, over-planning can lead to analysis paralysis. You can't predict every twist and turn, and that's okay. Some of the most successful ventures began without a perfect blueprint. What matters more than having the perfect plan is having the courage to adapt as you go. Starting where you are with what you have is a powerful approach. You don't need all the answers or all the resources right now. What you need is a commitment to take the first step and trust that the rest will unfold as you move forward. Action breeds clarity. The more you do, the clearer the path becomes. Here's a practical example. Think about a writer working on a book. Many aspiring writers wait for inspiration or the right idea before they begin. But seasoned writers know that the act of writing, sitting down and putting words on the page, is what generates ideas and refines their craft. The same principle applies to any goal or change you want to make in life. The perfect time to start doesn't exist. There will always be challenges and uncertainties. What matters is your willingness to act despite them. Commit to starting today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. The conditions may not be perfect, but you don't need perfect conditions to make progress. Remember, every big success begins with one imperfect but intentional step. The sooner you take it, the closer you'll be to the future you envision. In conclusion, the journey from excuses to execution is one of the most transformative shifts you can make in your life. It's about recognizing that success is not reserved for the lucky or the talented. It's earned by those who take ownership of their dreams and act on them consistently. Understand that the bridge from dreaming to doing is personal responsibility. When you embrace this, you reclaim your power to create the life you want. Remember that success isn't built on grand gestures or perfect conditions. It's the small, consistent actions that compound over time. Excuses, while comfortable in the moment, are the thieves of opportunity, stealing your potential and your future. But you have the power to let them go, to stop waiting for perfection, and to start where you are with what you have. Commit to starting today, not when things are ideal, not when you feel completely ready, but now. Action, no matter how small, creates momentum, builds confidence, and opens doors. The path to a better life doesn't begin with excuses. It begins. So take that first step. Lay the first brick. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Because the life you want, the one filled with growth, achievement, and purpose, is waiting on the other side of action. The question is, will you take it? The answer lies within you. Let's make it happen.